Okay, so here's the secret to an aesthetic body. To get an aesthetic body, it's actually something that most people don't do. It's something that most people overlook. And it's actually quite easy if you think about it. It's actually pretty logical. So, a lot of people aren't training the aesthetic muscles. So, not every muscle is as aesthetic. So, for example, the abs, the lats, the side delts, your neck, your upper chest, that's really going to give you that aesthetic look. If you don't have those muscles, you can have big arms, you can have all the rest, but you're not going to look aesthetic. Something is just missing. And it's not that you only should focus on these muscles, it's just that these muscles get neglected. Actually, the muscles that make you look aesthetic, most people just neglect them. And that's why they don't have like the whole image. It just doesn't come together like it should. So I have an analogy that will make this really clear. So let's say, for example, you have some arms. You maybe see some guys like they have arms, they got some shoulders, but they don't got the rest. So it feels incomplete. It's like having two fingers instead of a fist. You have the arms, you have the shoulders, but the rest is not coming through. And if you have everything, so let's say you have a whole fist, you have everything you need to have an aesthetic body to make the image complete. They have like a fist, you know, a fist is way stronger than 10 fingers combined if you just poke with fingers. So if you have the whole fist, you have the whole effect, you have the wow. It's like painting a picture and not adding details. It's just going to you're not going to see the depth. It's not going to be as beautiful as if you would draw the details. And what's wrong with a lot of people, they're not training neck. They're not focusing on the details that actually makes them aesthetic. They're not training the neck. They're only training lower chest. They're not focusing on the upper chest. They're not training side delts, which actually makes your V taper more rounded. They're not focusing on the lats, which actually gives you the V shape from bottom to top, and not focusing on abs and obliques. So something is just missing. And being aesthetic, it just means having equality, having every muscle combined in just one image as just a nice whole part. You know, so it's like the completion. It's like the complete picture you want to have. And a lot of people are just neglecting the muscles that are really important. So let's go back to the previous slide. Not all muscles are as aesthetic. So you should ask yourself, are you training upper chest? Are you training the side delts enough? Which areas are you neglecting? Do you just love chest day so much that you are prioritizing chest day and neglecting the rest? Or do you just love arms day so much that you only have arms? If you really want to get aesthetic, you should train traps too. You should train like these neck muscles, and you should aim for the complete image. As long as you're not doing that, then they will just keep keep something behind. Everything will go up instead of the things that are really gonna make it complete. And after a while, you just have a incomplete physique. You have like the picture without details. Something is just missing. You have like a couple of parts, you have a couple of fingers, but you don't have the whole fist. You're not getting the punch effect. You're not getting the real impact that your body could have. Yeah, just keep this in mind. This is really the secret to an aesthetic body. Together with this and getting lean enough is everything you need to get an aesthetic body. So yeah, if you're neglecting a couple of these muscles, that's why you're not getting the aesthetic physique that you want. And it's really it can be more easy than this. And I understand. In the beginning, I was really focusing only on chest, only on arms, and then my shoulders were just weak, and that can also cause you a lot of problems in training. But that's some other topic for some other day. But yeah, I know how it is. Sometimes you just don't want to train like neck. You don't think it's important. You rather do chest day, or you don't do legs. You skip legs. But you're missing the complete image by doing this. So as soon as you realize this, as soon as you start implementing everything that you need to get an aesthetic body, that's when it will come. So If you've been focusing on a couple of muscles and been neglecting the other ones, I really I really advise you to turn it around, focus on the muscles that need growing and just focus less on the muscles that you already have. Just not stop training them, but train them less and prioritize muscles that you are missing. And that's really the fastest way to let everything come together. So yeah, that's really the only thing um, for this video. This is really the secret, all you need.